Today on Substance Stories, I'm going to be talking about our relationship with sports gambling. So today I want to embark on what I hope is a series on gambling. And gambling is a huge problem in Australia. Outside of Australia, gambling is known as Australia's guns, as in something that we are so much worse than everyone else in the world at. Until very recently, a third of all pokies machines in the world were in the state of New South Wales. I believe that's gone up to only a half, but it's still alarming as there are many other states in Australia. But the type of gambling I want to focus on today is sports betting. Because sports betting tends to attract a certain sort of person. It tends to be a guy who's a competitor who thinks he can beat the market. My main message here today is you can't and you don't. So it's a big ego thing for us to admit that we can't beat the market. In fact, these gambling companies are very successful because they make money, and they make money because they're better at us than gambling. But if you're listening to this and thinking, yes, but I am better, I don't have an addiction to gambling, or my gambling isn't a problem, I beat the market consistently, that's fine. What I want you to do is contact your gambling company and ask them for a breakdown of all your bets for the entire history of your account. Now, I think legally, technically, they only have to give you the last 7 years. Fine. Hopefully, for most people, you haven't had a gambling account for the last 7 years. Break it down and see how you're doing. If that doesn't work, go through your bank account details and do the maths yourself. Money in, money out. If you are making money, then congratulations, you are part of the 1%, the 1% of people that make money from gambling consistently over time. 99% of people that gamble lose money. And I am 99% sure I am talking to someone who loses money from gambling. And fine, you might be saying, well, that's not a big deal because I enjoy gambling and I bet a little bit over time. That's me paying for a service. Like I go to the movies, I pay $20 to go to see a film at the cinema. That's worth my enjoyment of the film. And that might be true. But then you have to ask yourself, how many times do you lose and you try to win it back? How many times do you bet thinking this will be okay because I'm going to win and I can't afford to lose this money, but I'm going to win? And again, maybe you are the sort of person that passes all these tests with flying colors, and that's great. Addictive behaviors aren't addictive for everyone. Maybe you're part of the few who can just engage with gambling in a healthy manner. But if these questions, if you look over it and you think, I've made money, you're listening to Rich and you're listening to me and you're saying, this guy's an idiot. And then you look and you see, oh, actually, I've lost quite a lot of money over the last few years. What do you do next? Well, there is a fantastic website in Australia, government website where you can block yourself from all gambling apps. You could reach out to a loved one. You could reach out to your GP or a specialist. You could say, hey, I'm worried about my gambling. More extremely, you could say to a loved one, I'm going to get paid entirely into your account and I'm not going to have access to that. I'm going to have a little bit of money for my playthings. The rest of the time, you're going to control all the money because I can't be trusted with it. 5% of people that gamble are addicted to gambling. They make up the vast majority of profits that these gambling companies make. If you lose too much and self-exclude yourself only from one gambling company, there's been multiple incidences of another gambling company chasing these people down because this is how they make their money. These gambling companies don't care at all about your well-being. They don't want you to win. They know you are going to lose. You need to be having an honest conversation about your gambling. And I think what people suffer with, especially guys, is this ego situation. Acknowledge that you don't have a system. There is no system. There is no way you can make money from gambling. If you do it casually for small amounts of money, all play to you. But I really, really want everyone listening to think about their nature with gambling and think about what they're getting out of it. Are they getting out of a little thrill of watching sport? Are they getting out that distraction from life? And if it's about that distraction from life, it's that negative reinforcing effects that we've talked about before, and it's something we need to avoid. Thank you so much.